morning, Tuesday, April 21st. How are you all? I hope you're well. Hello, Jackson.
Tuesday.
It's Tuesday. Dylan, hello. Good morning again.
Hello.
So we just returned from Jackson's senior track photos, which is a little bit strange because the track season's most likely canceled.
It is. It got canceled an hour ago.
Was it officially canceled? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. But anyway, no reason for them not to take more money from us to pay for the senior banner. So we went this morning and had his senior pictures taken for his senior banner, which was exciting. And while I was there, I saw two of my favorite bonus children, Megan and Victor. So hello, Megan and Victor. They watch every video every day and asked for a shout out, which was cute. It was nice to see you both, and I miss seeing you all the time. So, all right.
That's cap.
That's cap. I don't know what that means other than it's a great, I'm so glad we did that, Mom. Okay. You may notice my shirt. It is kindergarten day. Thank you. Do you remember, now this is for KB. Do you remember when we made Sporky?
Yeah.
Or Spoonie or whatever it was? Because we got rid of Mrs. Cerny for the day for something. I can't remember, was she sick? Was one of the kids sick? I can't remember. But anytime she's out of the building, it is time for me to craft. Jesus would have wanted us to skip the religion lesson and make Sporky. I firmly believe it in my heart. So Mrs. Cerny knows that we do this and she fully supports it. So that's the only plus side of her being out of the building is we can craft and kind of go crazy. So we had to throw our Sporkies out because they get a little funny and slimy. But if you have yours at home, maybe give them a quick wave, maybe try to find Toy Story on Disney Plus. I think they're all on there, but that might be fun. So welcome to kindergarten day. It's your day, enjoy it. All right. Today, we are going to make basically a slingshot.
Basically, but it's not dangerous.
Right, don't take anybody's eyeball out. Since our book is kind of night themed, I was trying to do something weapon related.
Shouldn't you have done something like dark?
What do you mean dark?
Oh, you mean like night, like...
Does he even listen to the story?
No, I don't.
It's night, K-N-I-G-H-T.
Know your differences. Homonyms,
anyway.
phones, synonyms.
Okay, bring it back in. All right, so he and I played around with this yesterday. Dylan didn't join the frivolity. It was super fun as we were cutting up balloons and toilet paper tubes. So Jackson, would you please do a demonstration to show us what it is and then we'll make one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then we'll make one.
So here we have our completed weapon. We have a collection of things we can put in them.
The launcher.
We'll just take a marshmallow first.
Okay.
And then you just kind of pull it back and then you shoot at your cameraman.
Okay. So let's make one.
We'll fine. Roxy will find it.
It's fine. Yeah. So let's make one and then we're going to kind of go over the ground rules of where to shoot things and what to shoot. Okay, so you need a toilet paper roll. Okay, and you need a balloon. Did Roxy get the marshmallow? Well, she's still alive from yesterday. She didn't die from the Thin Mint. What's a marshmallow gonna do?
Humans can barely swallow a marshmallow because of all the goop.
One, right? You didn't do a big one. Okay, you need a toilet paper roll and a balloon. All right, you need to cut.
You need to cut a little bit off of the balloon.
Yes, just a little bit off the top. You need to tie, I'm sorry, go ahead.
You need to tie the back of it. If you're like me, you struggle tying things.
You need a knot. Okay, you could do the knot and then cut the tip off, it doesn't matter. Okay, have you cut off your top? Okay. So now, open it up. Stretch it around the bottom of your toilet paper tube.
Or the top of the toilet paper tube.
Right. What's the bottom? What's the top? They're all the same. Okay. That's pretty much it. Now.
And bam, you have a weapon.
Now you have a weapon. Okay, let's go over some ground rules.
Let's not shoot that again at me.
Maybe not the kid.
Ow!
Oh, what was that you tried to do? Oh, was that the marshmallow that didn't work? Oh. Okay, so the big marshmallows don't work. All right. So, let's do food. If it doesn't work on the air, I might try one of the other ones.
Oh,
Did it work?
no.
If it doesn't work on the air, then how are we gonna... Oh, it went way over there. Okay. We're all over the place today. Okay. So, I think we should do food outside.
That way your dogs can clean it up.
Right. Mom and Dad and Grandma and Grandpa don't want to have an ant problem. They don't want to be finding maybe a mini marshmallow that was lost in this kitchen yesterday. It'll turn up, right, Jackson?
It's behind the fridge.
There somewhere. Anyway, don't tell Mr. Zsigray. So, if you're going to launch things, you could do a mini chocolate chip. Okay.
Wow, climactic.
Thank you. You could do a cotton ball. Okay. You could do a...
Don't eat that, Roxy.
couple puff balls. Did you get that, Dylan?
I did.
You could do Cheerios.
I'm trying to prevent the dog from eating this
Oh,
stuff.
what fun is that?
Go get that Cheerio,
You
Rox.
could do M&Ms. Oh, I heard that one hit.
No, don't do M&Ms.
No, M&Ms, those were too powerful and ricocheted off more than one breakable thing here in the house.
You can do pens.
So anyway, that's your marshmallow shooter. Do the food outside, and then do non-food stuff inside. Play around with it a little bit and have fun with it today. All right, stay tuned for the book. All right, here we are. We're on to chapter 2. Remember, the end of chapter 1, they were headed back to the treehouse. Chapter 2, leaving again. No one's here, Annie shouted down. Jack thought about going home. Then he thought about all the books in the treehouse. He started up the ladder. When he was nearly to the treehouse, he saw light in the distant sky. Dawn was starting to break. He crawled through a hole in the floor and took off his backpack. It was dark inside the treehouse. Annie was shining her flashlight on the books scattered about. They're still here, she said. She stopped the light on a dinosaur book. It was the book that had taken them to the time of the dinosaurs. Remember the Tyrannosaurus? Asked Roxy. Ha, Roxy's here. But it was Annie who wondered if he remembered about the Tyrannosaurus. Jack shuddered. Of course he remembered. How could anyone forget seeing a real live Tyrannosaurus Rex? The light fell on a book about Pennsylvania. A red silk bookmark stuck out of it. Remember the picture of Frog Creek? Said Annie. Of course, said Jack. That was the picture that had brought them home. There's my favorite, said Annie. The light was shining on a book about knights and castles. There was a blue leather bookmark in it. Annie turned to the page with the bookmark. There was a picture of a knight on a black horse. He was riding toward a castle. Annie, close that book, said Jack. I know what you're thinking. Annie pointed at the knight. Don't, Annie. We wish we could see this guy for real, Annie said. No, we don't, shouted Jack. They heard a strange sound. Yeah. How do you like that, Dylan? That's my neigh. It sounded like a horse neighing. They both went to the window. Annie shined the flashlight down on the ground. Oh, no, whispered Jack. A knight, said Annie. A knight in shining armor riding a black horse through the Frog Creek woods. Then the wind began to moan. The leaves began to tremble. It was happening again. We're leaving, cried Annie. Get down. The wind moaned louder. The leaves shook harder. And the treehouse started to spin. It spun faster and faster. Jack squeezed his eyes shut. Then everything was still. Absolutely still. Jack opened his eyes. He shivered. The air was damp and cool. The sound of a horse's whinny came again from below. Yeah. I think we're here, whispered Annie. She was still holding the castle book. Jack peeked out the window. A huge castle loomed out of the fog. He looked around. The treehouse was in a different oak tree, and down below the knight on the black horse was riding by. We can't stay here, said Jack. We have to go home and make a plan first. He picked up the book about Pennsylvania. He opened it to the page with the red silk bookmark. He pointed to the photograph of the Frog Creek woods. I wish... No, said Annie. She yanked the book away from him. Let's stay. I want to visit the castle. You're nuts. We have to examine the situation, said Jack, from home. Let's examine it here, said Annie. Come on. He held out his hand. Give it. Annie gave Jack the book. Okay. You can go home. I'm staying. All right. There's a picture of the castle and then looking at the book. She clipped the flashlight to her belt. Wait, said Jack. I'm going to take a peek, a teeny peek, she said, and she scooted down the ladder. Jack groaned. Okay, she had won. He couldn't leave without her. Besides, he sort of wanted to take a peek himself. He put down the book about Pennsylvania. He dropped the castle book into his pack. He stepped onto the ladder and headed down into the cool, misty air. All right, that's the end of chapter 2. See you tomorrow.